Hi guys, Renee Pizzata, Acting My Age. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, be sure to hit subscribe and come back every Wednesday for a new episode. This week, I'm sitting down with actor, writer, director, Dom Burgess. You probably know him best from his role as Victor Buono. Buono? Hey Google, who is Victor Buono?
According to Wikipedia, Victor Charles Buono was an American actor, comic, and briefly a recording artist.
Buono. You probably know him best from playing Victor Buono in the Ryan Murphy limited series FEUD.
Well, good morning, Miss Davis. I am such a fan. Donut?
No, coffee, black, in my dressing room.
Oh, I'm not craft service. I'm your leading man on this picture.
Beg your pardon.
I'm Victor Buono. I'll be playing your love interest.
I was expecting someone
Thinner, less homosexual.
Okay guys, today I am with Dominic Burgess, actor, writer, director, cat enthusiast. You've had an amazing couple years.
Thank you.
Really strong.
Knock on wood. I'll knock on this wood.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
There's nothing but fake wood. Even the floor is laminate.
I'll take it. Good. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been busy, which has been nice. And I'm able to live just from acting, which I guess has always been the dream.
Well, when did you decide that you wanted to be an actor? You were over in England?
I was in England.
Yeah.
Probably around 13, 14, maybe. They did the middle school play, so I guess I would have been 13, 14, which was Cabaret.
Wow.
And I was just ensemble, which was fine. That was good. That was just me being in the background. And I enjoyed it. And so then the next year, they were doing Death of a Salesman, and they had auditions, and I got the role of Biff. And then that was transformative for me when I was like, oh, this is what this feels like, and this is what it is.
That brings me to a question I have for you about the difference between American actors and British actors. I mean, you were doing Death of a Salesman in middle school.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. People ask me this a lot, what the difference is. It's such a gray area because there's so many different ways into the business and into acting. Some people have no training and they're phenomenal. Other people train for years, and some people just do one-off classes from time to time. I guess in England, the traditional route is, you go through high school and you do your GCSEs and your A-levels, and then I went to drama school for 3 years. I went to a school called the Academy of Live and Recorded Arts, which was, I loved it so much. It was just this comprehensive, 9, 10 hours a day, where each day you would do movement and voice and theatre and radio and TV and film classes and fencing and fight choreography and every day, and it was just constant, sort of just soaking everything up like a sponge. And I guess, for 3 years, that's pretty intense training. Things might have changed. I haven't been in England for 11 years. But when I was in England and I was living in London, I found that there was a little bit of stigma against producing your own work or wanting to work. I feel like in England there's a little bit of a negative mentality where you say, I want to be an actor. And someone says, well, then you should be happy working on the Shetland Isles for £5 a night in a black box theatre for 6 people. When I first moved to Los Angeles, my agents that I had at the time in England, I was like, hey, I got my O1 visa, so I'm gonna try Los Angeles for 3 years. And their mentality was very much like, oh, that's nice, love. You're gonna go be a star. All right, we'll see you in 3 months. And just that, it's a very different attitude towards it. And so maybe in Los Angeles or America, that American dream version of you can do anything. If you want to go and be an actor, go and be an actor. Go to Los Angeles. And but I'm so glad that I did train and that I have that training before I moved here.
So you mentioned creating your own stuff.
Uh-huh.
You're a pro at that.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk about Sam Did It.
We can save Alfred Molina.
Oh, how I need ya. So baby, just open up your eyes. Come on, Alfred Molina. Let's live like you're alive. Like you're alive.
It's one of my favorites.
I was in writing class for a while, and our teacher said, hey guys, you know what? Everyone go away, write a 10-minute short, write it, produce it by the end of the year, make it. And then our class went away and did it. And so I think 80-90% of our writing class now have short films that have done the circuit. And so that was a real eye-opener in terms of saying, like, no, you just do it. You just go out and make your own content like this. It's been such an eye-opening journey to see things from the other side and to go through that. And now I sort of feel like the same way I was in high school, that I got that bug to be like, ooh, oh, okay, directing. So yeah, we submitted Sam Did It to festivals, and it did really well. And then I've been shadowing with Ryan Murphy's Half Initiative, so I've been shadowing director on 911. Yeah, so hopefully things will just sort of, find that place where I can constantly be creative instead of just waiting for a phone to ring.
You had Alfred Molina in your short.
Yes.
Not everybody gets to do that. Did you already know Alfred, or did you guys meet during FEUD?
We met during FEUD, and he's the nicest human being. He's very grounded, very down to earth, very approachable and funny and kind, and I very sheepishly reached out to him via Facebook Messenger, saying, hey, I have this thing, and it's okay if you don't want to do it, but I have this thing that I've written, and it's short, it'll be one day's work. Anyway, it's just a thing, and you don't have to say yes, and you don't have to read it, but anyway, if you do, and it was this long, rambly message, and then, when you first start dating someone and you're hanging on the phone and you're waiting for the reply, and those like little bubbles come up and then they disappear. And, well, I sent him this message, and then on Facebook, like a little thing pops up and it says like read at 14:22, and you're like, oh, he's seen it. And then I waited for about 10 days, and it was like, oh no. And then I saw him on set. And I thought, oh, I better not mention it. I better not say anything. And he brought it up and was like, oh, I got your message. Yeah, I'd love to do it. So I was like, oh, okay, great. And that was probably in November. And then he was doing a play, Long Day's Journey into Night, at the Geffen. And I went to see it in March, 2 weeks before we were going to shoot Sam Did It. And he had all the dates and everything, and we went to see it, and we were talking to him in the lobby afterwards, and he was like, great, yeah, I'm really excited about the short, so just send me the script so I can read it. And I was like, oh no, I sent you the script. In November, and you're dead, and you're shirtless, and you're only alive in one scene. And I was panicking then that he hadn't read it, and that he was gonna after, we've got the ball rolling on all this production, and then he was like, okay, well, I'll read it. And then he was on board. And yeah.
That's great.
He's so wonderful. But for a second, I was like, oh no, he's not going to want to do it. But he did.
So let's talk about your experience on FEUD.
Yes.
That was amazing.
It was wonderful. Yeah, the whole thing. What's funny is I can almost track back my career in Los Angeles to one audition that everything has stemmed from.
Tell me that.
Well, it was for iCarly, and it was Krisha Bullock that was casting it, and her associate at the time was Jenny Treadwell. And I went in for a co-star audition, I think, for just like a British guy. Didn't get the audition, but I made fans in the room, and so then I think I auditioned for iCarly maybe 13 times. And I never got it. Thanks, iCarly. I'm kidding. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
15 here before I booked a co-star on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, that's the way
it goes.
And so I auditioned for the show, and so they were fans. And then Jenny Treadwell moved offices, and she was working with Brandy Bryce Pollock on Ant Farm. Jenny recommended me, and I went into Ant Farm. And it was this recurring guest star that they said was going to be 3 episodes, and we booked it. So it was like, great, this is my first recurring guest star. Thanks, Jenny Treadwell. And those 13 episodes became 15 episodes. Wow. And then at the end of the season, I was like, oh my gosh, thanks so much, Jenny. Incidentally, I'm looking for an agent. And then she referred me to my agents, and then, everything, they're wonderful agents, and so then I started making all these new connections, and then Jenny Treadwell moved offices to UDK, which did FEUD, and she recommended me for the role of Victor Buono, and she made a vision board. She went through all of the Ant Farm episodes, and she found screen grabs of me and put them next to Victor Buono. And she introduced me to Eric Dawson and Robert Ulrich. And yeah, I went in and I read for it. They opened up, they were closed, they were on hiatus, and they opened up the office so that I could go in first thing on a Tuesday morning, and it was just me. And they didn't have sides because this was maybe like February, March, and we weren't going to start shooting until September. So I used sides from Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. And I was confused because I was thinking, wait, but I'm playing the real person, but using the sides from Baby Jane. So am I playing Victor, playing Edwin Flagg in Baby Jane? And everyone was like, we don't know. Let's just play. So it was like being in a workshop and playing in the room. And then the next day I had a very excited call from my manager, Camilla, and the point person at Stoneman is Adam, and they were like, it's you, don't say anything, you cannot say anything. And I was like, all right, I won't. And that was that. And then the experience was just wonderful. Yeah. Getting to play Victor and going down that research rabbit hole, and just such a wonderful role. And then to meet Ryan Murphy and to then be a part of that family, which is then, I used Sam Did It to get on his director mentorship program, and so but everything stems back from that one co-star audition.
That's amazing.
For iCarly. Like I can track everything back.
So that's a good lesson, that you never know what fans you make in the room.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I think you probably make more fans than you do enemies. Usually when you walk in and you're not right for it, they just clock it as not right this time. And then they don't think about it. We think about it.
Yeah.
We think about it for weeks.
I still obsess. It's hard. Because we're human beings, and we want to. I think the hardest thing for me is falling in love with a character. I've tested for pilots a few times where you fall so in love with the character, and then you go and you read all the novels that it's going to be based off, and you start imagining how you would play it, and then it's just losing out on playing that part. I love it. I can't imagine a world where I'm not acting or being creative. You love it too, right?
Love
There's
it.
something
love
like...
It. Yeah, it kicks me in the ass sometimes,
Yeah.
but I just get right back up and keep doing it.
I need a day. If I've been really kicked around, like if I didn't book pilot or I didn't get something that I really wanted, then, I'll have a day of self-care where I'll say, I'm going to go to the movies, I'm going to destroy a tub of Haagen-Dazs. Well, I'm being very healthy right now. Or, just taking a day, and it's okay to be sad, and then pick yourself up, and there's just this flame, I think, that can't get it extinguished if it's something you want to do. Even if you do get knocked down, you'll still find a way to keep doing it.
That's it for this episode. If you like the video you just watched, give it thumbs up and leave a comment. And be sure to subscribe and come back every Wednesday for a new video. I'm Renee Pizzata, acting my age. Hey Google, we love you.
Wow, if you love me, you must think I'm really helpful. Best day ever.